I'm 60 years old. I've never heard of such a thing. It shouldn't happen. You call up the National Guard when you have an emergency. There is no emergency here. We always need help fighting crime, of course. A U.S. president invading an American city with troops. I'm 60 years old. I've never heard of such a thing. It shouldn't happen. You call up the National Guard when you have an emergency. There is no emergency here. We always need help fighting crime, of course.
Democrats say America next. We said no tax on tips. Trump said no tax on tips. We said no tax on overtime. Trump said no tax on overtime. We said no tax on Social Security. Trump said give them Social Security relief. I said we were slipping it right. We slipping it right. We say America first. And Democrats say America next. We said no tax on tips. Trump said no tax on tips. We said no tax on overtime. Trump said no tax on overtime. We said no tax on Social Security. Trump said give them Social Security relief. I said we were slipping it right. We slipping it right.
All right. Happy Monday. It's starting out to be a beautiful day. I'm just crushing it. Boom. It's so great to wake up in the morning and get a little note from LinkedIn. Your posts are making an impact and your audience showed up. You see this line? Okay, that's what you want to see in your social media exploits. If you see a spike and if you go viral, great. But that a lot of times is just luck. You just hit something that's resonating. The algorithms were all about what you were saying. You were hit some sort of trending wave. You got a big spike, and then it goes down. And anybody who's been doing this type of thing has experienced that. You're like, no, don't go down. But when you have a glorious, tasty, upward momentum movement. So I was off of social media for most of the summer for reasons we won't talk about here, and so I post automatically on for just the latest news, and that gets me about 800 and 900 views a month. I am like tripling that per week, okay? And it's because of live streams. So I want to show you something here. Like they say in finance, the trend is your friend. All right, so this is the ICE and Immigration Facebook page, okay? So it's got close to 1 million followers. Not bad. But look at the comments here. Let me get this tab played. So 300 shares, 300 comments, and they are all pro ICE. Okay. A few more comments. So there, thank you for keeping us safe. Thank you, fine men and women. Job well done. Thank you, icebergs. Thank you. All right. The trend is your friend. This is so important, especially for now in Chicago. Chicago flips red. We've got African American voices. like this.
We say America first, and Democrats say America next. We said no tax on tips. Trump said no tax on tips. We said no tax on overtime. Trump said no tax on overtime.
Okay, why this is so incredibly outstanding, groundbreaking, and ridiculously cool. Oops. Why not? Why not get an American, right? Why not? This is totally why this should be celebrated with so much zeal is because the Chicago black experience, like when Chicago, from a cultural standpoint, when Chicago sneezes, the rest of the world gets a cold. Okay, blues, jazz, house music, Jordan, Obama. We have this knack for authenticity, and so things like are born here, and then it seems like it's like Chicago never makes any real money off of the things it invents, and then it gets exploited and exported around the world. And then the people in New York and LA, for whatever reason, seem to capitalize on all the stuff we invent. Anyways, doesn't matter. We are at a unique turning point because the African American has replaced sort of Jesus, in the woke-tard mindscape, in the sense that Americans stole the land from the Indians, stolen land. And why that is so hilariously ridiculous is it makes the indigenous people of America look like they were retarded little babies, and you took stolen land. Or maybe the Indians had an empire. The indigenous, the Aztecs, the Comanche, the Mayans had an empire and it fell. Okay? Why do the libtards say that the land was stolen? Well, it makes the Indian culture look like they were just little children, like sucking on a lollipop, and then the white Christian male, pulled the lollipop out of their mouths. No, the Indians had an empire and it fell, just like the Roman Empire was there and it fell. Just like the Ottoman Turks had an empire and it fell. Just like the Mongols, Genghis Khan had an empire and it fell. Attila the Hun had an empire and it fell. The Holy Roman, the Germanic tribes had an empire and it fell. And the Comanche and the Aztecs and the Mayans, they all had empires and they fell. Nobody stole their freaking land. Anyways, so within this woke-tard, crybaby, stolen land thing, right? The African American is held up as the only true American because of their slavery and because of their sacrifice and because the passion of Jesus is now replaced with the plantation of slave. The African American is the only true American, right? So that's sort of the woke-tard, libtard, crybaby mindset. When the African American, when the Chicago African American, the black brother and sister sounds like this.
Democrats say America next. We said no tax on tips. Trump said no tax on tips. We said no tax on overtime. Trump said no tax on overtime. We said no tax on Social Security. Trump said give them Social Security relief. I said,
boom. This is kryptonite. This is kryptonite to the liberal left. This is explosive beyond what anybody could possibly imagine. And so it's important. ICE, Tom Homan, Gregory Bovino, Paisan. I've got cred. Hear this music? Hear that music? That's me. I was selling house music back in the 1980s. Okay? So I had more than anybody that you can possibly bring to the table as far as public affairs. I've got the street cred, I've got the knowledge, I've got the AI expertise to bring this thing to the nuclear level. When is it love? Jenna, where are you, girlfriend? Alright, so we need to get these voices onto Twitch, TikTok, Kick, Rumble, Getter. Alright, we need to be going live on these platforms every day, and it can't be me. It should be an avatar. It can be an avatar that is taking questions and monitoring the things. There can be somebody monitoring it, but we can have AI interacting with the people, answering questions. You give the AI avatar a database, and it can respond and talk in real time. We need to be going live every single day and give these voices like this right here. Okay, yeah, okay. So, Chicago's Magnificent Mile had 1,600 licensed businesses. Now it's decreased by half. So, this trend, we can reverse this trend, right? We can reverse this trend and look at these comments. Consistent support, consistent sharing. All right, we need to multiply this. See, especially when you have terrorists, MS-13 terrorists and scumbags, right? The comments just go off the charts. They're like, get these guys out of here. Good work, ICE. Thank you, ICE agents. Grateful for your work. Thank you. So, we get those voices onto all platforms. We use streaming technology. We use agentics, people. Come on, let's get with it. Agentics. We have AI agents in support, bringing down costs. We don't have to have a huge team doing this. We can have just a very small team monitoring this program, this initiative, this strategy, these tactics, and then we push it so it goes nationwide. We do this by default here in Chicago. This is what we do. This is why we exist. All right? All right. Once again, it's getting late. I got a lot to do today. All right. Hit me up in the comments. Let's get this party started. All right. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Au revoir.